Hello and welcome. My name is Theodora Longordo, and I am the creatress of Witchtastica, also known as the Dragon Witch. So, this is our Astral Masterclass. This is a class that I have created to help you learn astral projection, help you connect with your spirit guides, and become the most magical, light filled being you could possibly be. This course is a little peek into the work that I do and the magic that I offer in this reality. So, this course was originally set up as a 3-day immersion, but seeing as it's not necessary, we are going to condense it into a video to get you started astral projecting as soon as you're done. So, the course is set up as day one would be the column chart. I call it the column chart because your life before you astral project and your life after you astral project is such a ginormous quantum leap of consciousness and understanding that it's almost unchartable. So that is why the symbolism to the column chart. You find yourself suddenly reaching for the stars in every way that you can imagine. So, what is astral projection? Astral projection is a meaningful, mindful, out of body experience. It is when you use deep meditative techniques to separate your soul body from your physical body. It is challenging at first, but it is like riding a bicycle. Once you learn how to do it and once you get the hang of it, you could do it almost instantaneously whenever you want. So, the main things I want to go over about astral projection. The purpose of astral projection is to gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your soul purpose, increase your confidence, gain inspiration, overcome deep-rooted fears, returning to that childlike wonder and ease. This is why we do it. I also teach it because when you astral project, you can much easier connect with your spirit guides, connect with your dragon guardians, and the fairy realms and the other world, which we'll discuss soon. You are a multidimensional being. And so when you learn how to astral project and really, really perfect that art of separating your spiritual body, you can gain such a deep understanding of your soul purpose on this life. So, the astral plane is not dangerous. Contrary to pop culture, the astral plane is not dangerous at all. The only things that I always teach, if you are having any fears or any doubts around beginning this journey into astral projection, cleanse your space, open your windows, light some sage or some Palo Santo. Dragon's blood incense is my personal favorite. Light something that is really cleansing and feels really good for you. Mugwort's a good one too. And cleanse your space out. Cleanse the mirrors, which that's the same concept. All you do is blow smoke on the mirrors and voila, they are clean. If you're worried about any trapped energies in the house, any trapped energies around you, if that's a fear that you're having around astral projection, just cleanse your space. Because I'm assuring you that the fear is not warranted. There's nothing that can inhabit your body while you're not there. There is nothing that can keep you trapped in the astral realm. And there's nothing that can harm your astral body or your physical body. I promise you. This is something that I've been doing for many, many years. I'm guided by the dragon elders. I'm guided by the fairies. I am here to tell you that there's nothing dangerous about it. The danger is in your mind. So, moving forward, as we begin to learn how to astral project, I want to start to tell you the different ways that we can astral project. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I don't get lost or ahead of the game. So when I astral project, I use the golden cord technique. So that is when you envision a golden, luminous cord coming from your solar plexus all the way up into the ether realm. And when you are able to maintain a deep meditative state, totally deep, we call it the mind awake, body asleep. When you are able to cultivate that feeling, that laying down, my body is completely asleep, but your mind is awake, then you want to begin to envision and visualize as clearly as you can in your mind's eye your astral body coming out of your physical body and reaching for this golden cord coming out of your solar plexus chakra. And you will pull your astral body out of your physical body using this cord. And when you are sitting up, you can look around, you can continue to make decisions from there. And that is the technique that I prefer. There's also a method called the Rollout Method, where you just rock back and forth, astrally, not physically. When you get your body in that deep meditative state and you're in that mind awake, body asleep, then you begin to visualize your astral body rocking back and forth until you literally roll out of your body. This method is a feeling closely resembling that feeling when you're laying in bed and you suddenly jerk and it wakes you up. That's your astral body trying to get out of your physical body. It's insane, but your physical body and your ego does not want your astral body to separate. So hence the jerk. The reaction is not to let your astral body go. For most people, the reaction is to snap back into the physical body. So I also want to talk about visualization while we're on that. Visualization is really important in learning astral projection. And if you are a meditator already, if you're already a good visualizer, then you have no problems. But a tool to help you visualize is what I call, and it's a Reiki tool as well, is the chi ball in between your hands. So if you're having trouble visualizing, take your hands together, or if you just want to do this, it's a really fun exercise. Rub your hands together really fast, really hard for like 30 seconds, a good 30 seconds, until you feel like a warm rush of energy. And then hold your hands up and lightly gaze at that space between your hands and visualize an energy ball there. You don't want to strain your eyes. That's important there. You don't want to strain. If that's a little too complicated and you're not sure where to look, you can also try the aura technique, where you just hold your hand up against a white wall. And in dimmer lighting, don't use like too bright lights because that can also strain your eyes. But hold your hand up against a white wall and lightly focus your energy and visualize the aura around your fingers. And that's a good way to practice the visualization technique as well. Visualization is important in astral projection. It just makes it a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit easier to come out of your body at first. And I want to reiterate too that I'm also a teacher of shadow work, and I'm a magical lifestyle coach. So what that means is I help you identify any kind of fears, any kind of blocks, and we use magical techniques and classical Jungian psychology techniques to help you move past any fears or any blocks that you might be having. If you feel like you have been traumatized in this lifetime, if you are holding into any past life trauma, if you feel any deep-rooted fear in this lifetime, astral projection can be a little challenging. Fear holds us in the body, and fear is held in the body. So that could be something that is preventing you from astral projecting. So if you attempt astral projection and you continue to have any issues with it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We can work together on it. I can give you some more tips and techniques, and we can go from there. But moving forward, the point of astral projection, okay, so why do it? Why use all of this time to try and cultivate a basically a feeling that you're going to get when you die anyway. The point is because you can find answers to any question that you have. You can visit any time that you could think of. I mean, astral projection is not just realm traveling, it's time traveling, it's consciousness traveling. It is going from here to Pluto like that. It is magic. And we do it for guidance and our soul purpose. We do it to heal grief. We do it to overcome our human limitations, gain empowerment, insights into ancestral trauma. And that leads me right into the day 2 of the astral work that I teach is the bubble graph day. The bubble graph is the 2-dimensional representation of the other world or the astral realm. And the astral realm is a parallel universe to what you're living right now. Parallel universes, whatever the plural of that would be. It is the same as us without the constructs of time and space. You have the fluidity of endless timelines. And so if we were to take the astral realm and put it on a piece of paper, it would look like a bubble graph. It would look like a chart that has doorways, pathways into other bubbles. So we start when we get out of our body, when we successfully are able to get our spirit out of our physical body, we go into the middle world. The middle world is a place that looks just like this world, but it's not. It is the doorway into other realms. It is where we can go to the Akashic realm to answer any question that we have. Anything that you want to know is in there. And from there, we can also go to the dragon world, which is where I spend most of my time. That's where the Dragon Apprenticeship program works out of. We can go from the middle world into the fairy realm. We can then go from the fairy realm back into the dragon realm. We can go to the realm of the medians and the seers. Your options are endless. You can go to planets. You can go backwards. You can go forwards. You can go upwards and downwards. And this limitless, it is like the elevator in Willy Wonka. I mean, limitless. And that's why we do it, because your limitlessness is the key to creating any kind of reality that you want in this time and space continuum that you are in right now. And that is why I teach it, and that is why we do it. And moving forward, as you expand into your awareness and get deeper into dimensions and understand on a cellular level your true purpose, you can begin to decode exactly what it is you want. So I want to be really clear about something too. When the idea of knowingness, the idea of I know this to be true, a knowing is just a feeling combined with a thought and perpetuated over and over again. Knowing and truth is not singular in any reality. It's just what you know to be true. For instance, I know there are dragons. I ride them every day. I know they're there. They're not in this dimension most of the time, sometimes, but I know they're there. And I know they're there because I've always been with them. What do you know? Do you know that there's another dimension where phoenixes and griffins and merpeople and dragons and fairies and krakens and everything that you could ever think of, unicorns, Pegasus, where all of the demigods live, where every god that has ever been created by man and come to earth with man lives? There is a place, places where those things exist. And do you know that to be true? Or do you know that to be not true? Because whatever you believe is your truth. And whatever your truth is will conquer your experience. Do you know that these places exist? Because if you know they exist, you can get there. If you don't know they exist, you're not going to get there. You get what I'm saying? So now I want to move into spirit guides. Why do we call in our spirit guides? What are spirit guides? Why do we have them? And why is this relevant to the astral realm? Well, if you know your spirit guides already in this realm, then bringing them into your astral experience will be helpful, and you will feel safer, and it will help guide you into a state of being that catapults you into limitlessness. My spirit guides, Merlin, a couple archangels are on my team, many dragons are on my team, a couple fairies, and a unicorn, and a wolf. They do change throughout your life in some cases. You have guardians that have been with you since birth and probably in lifetimes before and paralleling this one. But your spirit guides can change. Some of them can change depending on what you're going through in this lifetime. So, do you know them? Great. If you do not know them, I recommend sitting down in a comfortable sitting position and call them in. Call them into your field. Just ask spirit guides of this world and of others. I summon you. I ask you to give me a sign that you are here. Who are you? Where can I find you? Are you here with me? And be open and receptive to receiving that sign. And your spirit guide is here, whether you know it or not. You're not alone. They are here. So when we astral project, whether we know them or not, if you can successfully astral project, when you can successfully astral project, you can meet your spirit guide in real time. The reason that I'm able to ride dragons in the astral realm is because my spirit body vibrates at the same rate that their spirit body, otherworldly body, vibrates, which is why I'm able to physically touch and ride them. I can't in this reality because they vibrate too high for this physical body. But in the other dimension with my spirit body, it's easy. Same thing with your spirit guides. When you are able to astral project, you can meet your spirit guides and shake their hand. You can meet them and have a conversation with them, whether it's telepathically, whether it's with symbols and thoughts, or literal English, or whatever language it is you speak, conversation. And that is such an empowering feeling to be able to get into the astral realm and communicate with your spirit guides in a way that you know is true and you know is real. It's not a sign that you can mistake or say, oh, whatever, it was just the wind, or, oh, it's just a feather. You can't deny the experiences of the astral realm. So if you do not know your spirit guides, sit and talk to them and invite them in. If you feel any fear in your heart about attempting astral projection, call them in, ask them. They'll be there to protect you. Moving on to our third day format. The third day of the Astral Original Workshop, and the reason I'm saying the days is because when I originally created this, it was set up in a 3-day workshop. And so I guess 3 parts is a better way to say it. So I'm doing this video in a single part, condensing it so that you can watch it and enjoy it and not feel weighed down by having to watch this hour-long series of videos. So part 3 of the astral projection, how I believe you can sustain astral projection and become a fluid astral projector in this quick, beautiful time of ours, is the pie graph, the pie chart. This is the integration day. This is the how can you integrate this into your life to seal it in and make it permanent? How can I make something that seems like it's going to take forever tangible? Well, sit down when you have some time, draw a pie chart or a pie graph, and I want you to think about your day in 24-hour increments. How many hours do you sleep a night? Draw that. Okay, I sleep like 10, so that takes up a lot of my day. 10 hours I sleep. And then I spend probably realistically 2 hours a day in the astral realm. And that's in this time and space reality. 2 hours in the astral realm can seem like way longer in this body. It's a weird time continuum thing. It feels like longer, but I get back here and it's only been 2 hours. So anyway, about 2 hours in the astral realm, an hour maybe eating and doing normal stuff, eating, drinking, coffee, all that stuff. Up to 5 or 6 hours of client work a day, miscellaneous time, walks, exercise. The point of this is to see where you're spending spiritual time and where you could be spending more spiritual time. And before you say, I don't have enough time to spend an hour trying to astral project, well, do you really not have enough time? Or look at your pie chart and say, no, I'm like wasting 3 hours of my time on TikTok or on Instagram, and fit it in and make it a priority. If this is important to you, which I hope it is, and I hope that's why you're here, then you can make it a priority and you can make it part of your day. Because as a beginner in astral projection, when you first start doing this, I recommend at least an hour attempting to do this, because it might not, a considerable amount of time trying to get your body in a relaxed state, trying to get that mind awake, body asleep feel. And it could take some time, which is why in the beginning I recommend an hour that you set aside. And then it only gets easier once you have your first astral projection. That first time that your spirit body separates from your physical body, everything gets easier. You can do it quicker. Before you know it, it's 5 minutes that it takes you to relax your body. But where people have been having trouble and where people have been stopping is after a few nights trying, they give up. And that's where I want you to reach out to me. If you've attempted this 2 or 3 times and you are running into frustration, or you're in your head too much, or stuff is coming up where you cannot relax your body, don't let yourself get frustrated. Reach out to me. We can either do private sessions. I can give you some tips and tricks that might help you. I also offer astral projection one-on-one coaching, which is literally me astral projecting to you, obviously with your permission. This is a permissible situation where I astral project to you and help relax your energetic area to where it's easy for you to come out of your body. And it's worked so far on 75% of the people, because astral projection, there is a lot of fear that gets in the way. And it's something that you can work through. And that goes back to when I said your knowing is what will dictate your success. Do you know that you can do this? Do you know that the astral realm is filled with magnificent creatures and light beings and beauty? Or do you know that it's a scary place that you don't want to go to? Hopefully, if you're here, you don't believe that. But whatever you know to be true is true. And that's just all there is to it. So once we successfully astral project, the integration techniques are simply setting aside times in your day. A way to increase longevity of being an astral projector are to create astral plans. To say, where do I want to go tonight? What is my intention with my projection? Am I going to Egypt? Am I going to the Marianas Trench? Am I going to Antarctica? Am I going to the Syrians? Am I going to the star Edaman? Where am I going today? Where am I going tonight? What is my intention? If you are a planner, I recommend doing that. If you are more of a free-spirited, go with the flow, then I recommend a technique called free journaling, where you sit with your journal or if you like to type, if that's your thing, it doesn't matter. But sit with it and just let thoughts flow out of your brain. Before you sit down to astral project, just let the thoughts go. Just write your heart out. It doesn't matter if it's nonsense. It doesn't matter if it looks like Alice wrote it. Just let it flow. And when in doubt, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like this is really hard, if you're just feeling stuck, reach out to me, but also look for sensations. Your spirit guides are there to help you. Ask them to help you, ask them to guide you, ask them to assist you in separating your body, your astral body from your physical body. It can be done. It can be done fluidly. It can be done. And this is such a passion of mine because when I was a young child, I could astral project easily, so easily, anywhere I wanted to go. And then I got into those angsty teenage years and the ability kind of just dissipated. And for years, from like 15 to 21, I just couldn't do it. I had fear. I had a lot of things happen to me and I was afraid and things got scary. And I knew that life was hard. So I made it hard until I unlearned all of that and began to reintroduce myself to the dragon world. Of course, they welcomed me back with open arms. And the astral projection, that took me some time because I had a lot of fear that I had to work through myself. I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have a coach at the time. I did it all myself. And that's why I'm here teaching it, because I know how to get there. And I know the pain that sometimes you can feel trying to get there. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible and you can do it. And if you are feeling overwhelming fear or doubt, please reach out to me. I'm a coach. I am a life coach. I am happy to help you. I offer all kinds of affordable ways that we can work together, all kinds of free tips and tricks that I'll give you without anything, without charge. I am a practicing witch, so the line between charging and not charging has always been a little funny one for me. But please reach out to me if you have any specific questions about astral projecting. If you are having any problems, please don't hesitate. Please don't. Reach out to your spirit guides. Do the pie graph. Plan for your days. When you are astral projecting, try to do it when you're awake because you don't want your mind to fall asleep. You don't want to do it right before bed because you could potentially fall asleep and then you're just going to end up getting frustrated. And you might fall asleep and that's fine. And another thing I want to touch on too before I end this is lucid dreaming and astral projection are different. They are different because lucid dreaming is a mindful dream, a state in which you are in your REM cycle in your brain. Astral body is still intact to the physical body, but you can make mindful decisions while in your dream state. That is different than astral projection, where you can make decisions outside of your physical body. Lucid dreaming I compare to like a deep meditation as opposed to astral projection being a meditative experience, if that makes sense. So try it in the morning, try it in the afternoon. Try to avoid doing it before bed. But when you're awake, when you're feeling confident, put on some of the beats, any Native American flute music, any music that makes you feel super relaxed. Put it on, listen to it, get into your zone. And if you guys have any more questions or want to listen to more talks that I've done on astral projection, go to my Instagram page at Witchtastica. I have 3 Instagram masterclasses that I did live on the same topics, the same 3-day, 3-part setup. I've also done a podcast with Basic Witches where we talk about the dragons and astral projection. So please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. If you're having any fear blocks, let me know. You can do this. I know you can do this. You are a magnificent being of full potential.